Well, hello everyone, and welcome to my review of Ultra Quest. And, wow, this is a game of 1 to 4 players, and it's done by Adam and Bradley Sadler, people who've done many games before, including Descent 2nd edition. Yeah. Anyway, I think we should begin, shall we? Yeah. No, not yet. There's a few things that I'd like to say about this one first. Firstly, like I said, it is a 1 to 4 player, so don't try and get it confused with like Descent 2nd edition and other games like that, because this is just literally a little bit more different than other 1 player solo games. So anyway, let's begin, shall we? We'll start off with the rulebook as always, and as we turn over the page we have contents. You know how much I love contents, and actually we can actually see what the tokens are. All the tokens, and it gives you the names as well. So that's quite nice. The game contents could be a little bit done better. Yes, because that makes perfect sense. A little bit more better. For example, pictures of what they are, especially the hero upgrade cards. A little bit more on the I can't speak today. I'm not surprised. A little bit more on that later. Right, so overview. These are the cards, and I do like the overview of these cards. It's very, very nicely done. Fret deck, villain deck, every deck. yeah, they're all there. So it's very nicely done, and it gives you all of these little boxes of like, hey, this is this, and this is this. And I do like it when games like this. And okay, the setup. Yeah, okay, I'm not very like yay with this setup as it is. I mean, yeah, this bit's nice. You got your hero setup and your threat area that becomes a little later. But then you got all of these other setups for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. But it's all here. Okay. This is where it gets a little... this should really be on the other side. I can't even turn over the page. It should have been there. So you've got the setup area here. And, well, it kind of already gives you this bit here, the hero play area and the threat area. Here already. So this, that additional information should be after this bit, not before, because you already have it right here. It's like, it's a bit silly. So trying to find the numbers, you're actually turning back pages. It's like, okay, that's that. Okay, that's that. I mean, no, that's just silly. Right. Board overview. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. I mean, we have the door spaces. It tells you that doors are always closed, and it's talking about the miniatures and figures and what they represent. That's fine. Let's see. The gameplay overview, which is great. No, really, it is pretty good. The hero turn, telling you what you can do. There's not much to it really. You know, it's like exhausting and attaching cards. That's fine. Attaching cards is somewhere along the line later. Hero actions. That's great. I mean, it gives you more information on the movement, because you're spending actions to either do move or doing one of your special card actions, or whatever you're else doing, like attacking with a specific weapon. And then you have the range and line of sight. There you go. That's the hero turn. Done. That's it. Threat turn. I wish they actually did this a little bit more better. I mean, this feels a bit too small. At first I was like, wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, okay. And the react phase is it's because each hero has their reaction cards, and they go on to certain spaces, like before an enemy does an inflict damage kind of thing, and before rolling dice, you get to add another dice to it or something stupid like that. It's in between the threat turn and the villain turn. The react phase probably should have been maybe a little bit after the villain turn, because you can use your reaction on the villain turns too. Oh, right. Huge figures. Yes, this is actually quite simple, because huge figures do not have movement. They're just like, and done. There. Then you've got the quest turn. I wish it was done a little bit more information, because looking at it is like, okay, okay, that's fine and all. But below that, you have revealing a room. This should have been in the hero's turn, because when you're revealing a room, you're in the hero's turn, and you're doing... Oh dear. Oh, that should not have been in the quest turn. It's kind of badly done. The rule book setup is kind of badly done. I mean, in the quest turn, it says like, during the quest turn, heroes must resolve the activate effect of each card in the quest area from left to right. Right, well, this is where you have to kind of move back to, yet again, this. So that's your quest area. No, come on, add a bit more information. It's like, during your quest turn, the heroes must resolve the activate effect of each card in the quest area from left to right, which is great and all. Go ahead and recheck the example again to make that layout simple. I know it's a little bit hard, but because it's like, oh, from left to right, oh, okay. What if I want to place a card right here? No, you don't do that. In your, when it comes down to the quest stuff, you're always doing the earliest one first. So it kind of gives you that in the book somewhere, but every new card you have to put to the right of the old card. So there you go. So then you have the resolving threat cards. Yay. That should have really been... Oh, I can't turn the page. In the threat turn. So it makes a little bit more sense from having that and that, so you have more information. Not right over here in the quest area. Oh, crying loud. So yeah, things are scattered in this rule book. Additional rules. This is fine. I'd say the hero dice is explained really well. The tests and the inflict, resist, test procedure, that's explained really well. And spending the focus that you get. Card keywords. This is very nice. Equipment, alter dice and runes and the supply. Yeah, this is great, you know. This is absolutely fine. This is absolutely fine. I haven't turned over the page yet because they've got rivals. Rivals is something that's interesting in this game. The rivals are actually in a specific quest which doesn't actually tell you in this book. It's here to say, if you wish to use a rival, it sounds like an arrival, you have to go into this certain quest and look for a rival that you wish to use, or any rivals that you wish to use. Yes, it's optional if you want to use rivals. Just like allies. Allies, yet again, can be in the story mode. Except that it actually kind of tells you right here. So, yay. What? This doesn't tell you that the rivals are in the quest. Right, okay, enough of that. Yeah. Then it comes down to the running out of cards in the deck. It tells you which decks that you can shuffle and which decks you've got to leave, which is nice. Campaign rules. That's right. All these games can be played on one-offs, or you could play a campaign, which is a 6 quest ongoing thing, and you can upgrade your heroes. I'll get a little bit more into that later. Get equipment, and in the meantime the enemies will get an upgrade, so it'll make it a little bit more challenging. Or the third choice, so you got just play a quest and just play, campaign, or story. In the main core book, in the main core book, no, seriously, I can't speak. In the main core box, you get one campaign book, and I'll go into that very soon. But there you have it. There's the summary. Could have been better. The best thing about AutoQuest is this board. Well, really, kind of. This board is actually very good. I mean, you know that the size that you're going for, although you still need a little bit more sizable area because of your heroes and your threat area and your quest area and your villain area, and oh dear, there's a lot more to it, isn't there? Oh no. And this board is pretty nice. It does remind me of the Hero Quest board, but this is not Hero Quest, this is AutoQuest. Few things. One is the spawning points. Now the spawning points are, if you could see, the holes. That's where you'll put your enemies. Some of them are a little bit hard to spot. I did say some of them. Some of them are right. But also I want to tell you that you've got these all the way around the board. They do not do anything. They do not come in play. They are there because... No, seriously, they are just there. It's meaningless. It has no representation whatsoever. They could have made the board a little bit smaller, but there you go, that's it. I do like, however, that you can actually start in any room that you like. Any. That's a really interesting idea. However, there's probably like a few rooms that you'd want to start out with and just stick with that kind of pathway, as it were. I mean, once you find a really good, easy way to handle things, it just becomes so much easier. I myself like to start here because I can work here, as there's a spawning point here, and because you're kind of close to the spawning point, you get to kill the enemies quickly. You go up here, there's another spawning point, get to kill them quickly. So far it's a quick, simple way of doing things. And yeah, going to this room, there's a spawning point a little bit further away, but also near the feature. We'll get into that soon. Blah 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 blah. So yeah, it's like once you find a a place that you don't really need to go in anywhere else. It becomes redundant going anywhere else. Right, well, anyway, that's all I have. No, I don't have anything else. Well, I don't have nothing else from this board, because I do have something else in this board. Right, if I just close that up slightly. The board's falling apart. Look at that. That is bad. That is really bad. It needs some glue. Yeah. It's. I don't know if you actually saw that, but it shouldn't be like that. It should be like that. It's falling apart. Well, not quite falling apart. I mean, like I said, it's an easy fix. Easy fix. But I don't really think I should fix it. I mean, seriously. Oh, so the edge of the board's meaningless. The board itself is great. Start anywhere in any room that you like. Seems great until you find an easy way of completing your quests. And of course, if your board falls apart, then you could just use some glue. Well, anyway, next up. Okay, so now we come to the best part, the miniatures. And this is some of the furniture that you could get in the game. And I do like furniture. I mean, well, kind of. I mean, this is, you're always going to get something in every room, and that is awesome. Every single time you open a door, you've got to put one of these features, as they're called in the game, you get these called feature deck, and you shuffle them, and you have no idea what's going to be opening, what's going to be in that room as soon as you open the door. You could pick any of these, plus more. There are more. I'm not going to show you everything. Jeez. Right, if I get rid of that, and when I talk about doors, hey, there you go. So as soon as you go ahead and open the door, you put one of them in. That means that you can go ahead and go through those rooms that are open easily. Even the enemies. Yes, the enemies could follow you as well. You can't close the doors, but enemies can't open the doors. It's how you play. But of course, the enemies are not just dumb. Well, they're kind of these are very few samples that you could get in here, and I quite like that actually. It's like you've got frog people, pig people, and vamps. Of course, you've got the vampires. There's always vampires. Like I said, these are just very, 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 very few that I'm showing you, because there's quite a nice variety in there. Quite nice. If I get rid of that, because talking about varieties, the heroes' colours as well are completely different to the features and monsters, as it were. And I quite like that. It really gives that more of a, we stand out more. And I really do like the colour decision too. It's really well done. I mean, you can't quite see properly. Oh jeez, maybe you can, but these minis are really nice. Like I said, these are two. Yeah, I'm going to leave you upside down. Right, so there you have it, upside down. Great. Those are two. You have 4 in the game itself, so yeah, like I said, that'll be 4 heroes to play around with. Nice. Okay, time to show you some of the cards. Well, firstly you need to pick your hero. So let's just say we picked Cruella. She's a harpy, wingless harpy, and she uses a lot of spells, which is quite fun. Let's see. If I said this is her deck, you'd shuffle all of that. Boom, done. Well, and then you just start drawing some cards, and you gotta leave some equipment behind as well. Anyway, there's also upgrade cards, the ones with the yellow bands, because oh, there you go. That's normal. That's upgrade. It does not say that in the book. It does not say that whatsoever in the book. That is not great. But then again, I kind of figured it out that these were upgrade cards because they were just slightly better. That's it. You'd either have some or not, all depends. If you're just playing a one-off, you ignore that. If you're playing a campaign, you may get them. I'm going to go into a little bit of the upgrades a little later. Let's just say that we also have another hero in play. We'll have like Myrene. She is a vampire knight, so as always she gets her own deck with upgrade cards. So same old, same old. Yeah, so we'll have our heroes together and then go for a quest. How about the rescue? So you'll sort out these quests cards and other cards like these ones, or the one that's find the prisoner, so you may have multiple decks. Then we'll have to face I don't know, some monsters, I guess. I don't know. How about we'll face the vampires, just because. Yeah, you get to pick and all that. you really do get to pick, and the vampires have traps, 3 different types of monsters in them, and event cards. So yeah, and additional rules on how to use them. It's great. So this is choices. Then we have to have a villain. How about we get a villain of like Gert? Just because Gert is a big pig monster, she's mean. After you put all of these decks together, so like even the lurker deck, search deck, the feature deck, which is what I just showed you, deck, other decks, here decks, oh geez, there's like even the quest deck, it's like has a few as well on its own. So you have cards scattered a few places here and there, but they're not all that scattered. They're kind of neatly done. I mean, just check the setup, and it's actually not so bad. Something that I want to mention though, got to go back to these upgrade cards. So the upgrade cards, if you manage to get one, that is, you randomly get one, and whatever you get, you have to take out a card as well. I've just got to quickly through this one. So there you go. There's about, I think it was like 4 or 5 different types of the same ones in there. So you take that one out, put that one in, but you still have to shuffle it. So you may not even draw that card ever. But of course there's other upgrade cards, but only one of each type. So if you use it or find it, then that's great. But of course the enemy upgrade cards, they're just there, so they're always going to be a little bit more harder. That's where the equipment card comes in. Equipment cards are upside down. The equipment crying out loud, I really don't know what I'm doing today. The equipment cards are actually a lot more better than the upgrade cards. In fact, when you get the right cards, it's like, who cares about your own cards? You're just using the equipment. The equipment cards are more superior than upgrade cards. The upgrade cards are kind of useless. They can be okay at some points, but really, you're off the equipment. The equipment's there permanently because you set aside your equipment, which is next to your character. That's great. The cards in your hand are just your cards in your hand. And the only way to get equipment is by either playing a campaign or by playing a story. And then you may not even get the right equipment that you really, really want. So, yeah. Upgrade cards, meh. Equipment cards, yes please. So, yeah, those upgrade cards are a huge downer. Oh, but they have been handy a few times. However, they become obsolete. Okay, so now we come to the last few bits and pieces. I mean, you get 10 dice. It's just the 5 hero dice, 5 altar dice. You only just roll these at the beginning of the game, and then that's what you'll have until you have to use them by yourself or enemies, and then you'll just roll them, so they'll always be in use. And then you have the 5 hero dice, which is always what the heroes use. So if you want to attack something, you check your stats, and then you just roll whatever it is on what it is. So if it's like you're using a sword and it uses the might, and you got a might of 2, then you just roll 2 dice exactly as it is. And the symbols are fine, you know. The symbols are great. I do like these dice. However, 5 is not enough. I repeat, 5 is not enough. You need to have an extra set of dice. If you're going to get this game, make sure you buy another set of dice, because 5 is just too small. It is just bad that you just give 5. I mean, if you, like I said about the equipment, if you have the right stuff, you can actually roll about 6 dice in one attack. There's only 5 there. Yeah, so that means you're going to keep rolling all of these again and again and again. Yeah, because that's exactly what you want to do. Right, okay. The bases. There's 12 of them. 4 on one type of monster, 4 for another one, and 4 for another one. Each with a different colour. And that's where you're doing the setup as well. So you're setting up all of these decks again and again and again and again and again. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. And then put these on the monsters as well. It's tiring. The game setup feels a bit too long. To shorten it, you could always paint the base of those monsters. There you go, that's it, just paint the base of red, yellow, green and blue. They are kind of simple to put on, and they're not like hard, they're very flexible, and they all just fit on the monsters very, very nicely actually. A lot more better than what I thought. So I quite like that, but again, its setup time is, you got too much going on. And there you have it. That was my review of Altar Quest. What do I think of this? The setup time takes too long. The board is great apart from when it's peeling off. However, that is an easy fix. Let's see. I don't like the outside of the board because it becomes obsolete. However, there could actually be something good about it too. I mean, what else can go into Altar Quest apart from maybe, just maybe, specific rooms? In other words, like cardboard cutouts of rooms that goes on to the board itself, so it makes it a little bit more different and all that stuff. I don't know. Who knows? No one knows. Well, anyway, the rule book. Oh, the rule book. Okay, The rulebook is really simple read. It's not that long. I'd like things to be moved into other places where they should have been. Maybe a little bit more explanation. I mean, the upgrade cards wasn't explained. Oh geez, there was something else in the rulebook as well that wasn't explained properly as well. When you're using hero cards, you discard them afterwards. That's right, it doesn't say that in the book, but you have to discard the hero cards. And I was been wondering, it's like, what do you put them in the play area, or do you leave them, put them back in your hand? I don't know. But yeah, you actually do discard them. Oh, I kind of figured that one out as well. But still. It's a good thing that there's an FAQ, which there shouldn't have been. Okay, the miniatures. Oh, the miniatures are very good. I mean, who would have thought they've got the frogmen and the pigmen? That's amazing. That's awesome. And a vampire hero and a harpy, wingless harpy hero as well. That's great. That's amazing. I mean, yeah, you're sure you got your halfling and your human hero as well, but still, that's really good. The area of what you need to have for in your play area, you know, that's it's not too big at all, really. It's big, but it's not too big. It's not ridiculously big, and you need to have a lot more space. So, yeah, again, that's great. I did go through the story, and I thought the story was, okay. I mean, when it comes down to it, you have 6 quests in the box. And playing a campaign or story, there's 6 quests to play. And well, in the campaign, you always get to pick who you want to fight and which quests you want to do. I mean, even one-offs as well. I love that. It's like, you know what? I feel like facing off against the vampires, but I'm going to go ahead and face the big frog monster. I mean, what the heck? It's brilliant. I like that. And having the options as well, not just in campaigns, but you can't do it in story mode, but you can do it in campaigns and one-offs. It are the rivals that you can have and the allies, you know, just because. Yeah, it says so in the rule book that you could do that, so that's great. I mean, seriously, it's very good. I like the furniture as well, which is called the features. Let's go back to the decks, though, the hero decks. I mean, the hero upgrade cards can be useful, but they completely get overshadowed immediately by the equipment cards. If you've got some of the decent equipment cards, then literally all the upgrade cards just become obsolete. Almost all of your cards become obsolete because you're just playing around with what you have equipped, and that's a down shame, really. The upgrade cards, I think, needs an upgrade to make them worthwhile, because you only get one and you may not even draw it in the entire deck, while the enemies are getting much more stronger. That's fair. Well, anyway, yeah, this is a nice game. I mean, for having a 1 to 4 player in this kind of world that we're living in at this moment in time, a pandemic, which is a horrible thing. Having a 1-player game like this is truly nice. I mean, even the game doesn't really take that long. It could take about 2-3 hours. You know what? That's fine. A single game for about 2-3 hours. That's worth it, you know. That's worth it. Apart from on my busy lifestyle, because I am extremely busy at work and I don't get to play it. because I don't have time for it. I've tried thousands of times, and he's like, nope, gotta go to bed. Got work in the morning. So if you're busy, yeah, not so much. If you're not as busy, you know what? Yes, this is great. And when you are busy, but you're not busy at another day, then you know what? This is fine. It kind of feels satisfying as well when you actually defeat a minion, a single minion. It feels very satisfying, and I like that. It's how it really works, the satisfaction. Right, so it seems like I've said quite a lot of negative stuff about it, but most of that is minor. And all the positive stuff, well, that's quite positive, you know. And it's a difficult one to give it a great review, because it's not a great review, you know. It's one of those ones where you get to have lots of choices, and I do love choices. I have to give this one an 8 out of 10. I was going to go a little bit lower because the board's coming off, and the setup takes way too long. So during the setup and playing the game, maybe an extra half hour on top of that. And I'm not joking. I mean, unless you know exactly which quest you want to play or are playing, and which heroes you want to use or are using, it, like I said, all depends. And yet again, minions, the minion bases, everything, and the dice. Oh god, you need more than 5 hero dice. Get another pack. You don't have a choice. Well, you do have a choice. You could just keep rolling if you really want to, but 5 isn't too bad. I have actually been playing the game with just 5 dice all the way through the story mode, and it's not been too bad, but seriously, 5 is not enough. So yeah, 8 out of 10, that's my review. I do like this. It's a nice little game. So there you have it. And as always, thank you for watching this. Bye.